roasting coffee in a snowstorm. Shout out to Coffee Bean Corral, guys. These are some sampler packs that I've picked up. I've picked up quite a few of these from all over the world, and I've been roasting them, trying them out, checking out some different products, figuring out what it is I like. As you can see, these ones here from Bolivia, they're a green coffee bean, so we're gonna roast them over this fire today. I have not roasted them on this thing. This is a little chimeria. This thing is made for the summertime, but we're gonna put it to use now. It started snowing a little while ago, and I thought, hey, let's go roast some coffee in a snowstorm. So we dumped about a third of the bag in that I just showed you guys into the pan. As you can see, it doesn't quite fill up the whole pan. This is about 3 days worth of coffee for Shelby and I, so essentially 3 mornings worth of coffee. But we're going to wind up doing a light roast, a dark roast, and a medium roast, 2 medium dark roast, depending on what we choose to do. But one thing I like to do is kind of watch the beans and see where they go. I've never cooked on this fire before. It is hot. It might go quick. We'll just have to see, but I know we'll be drinking coffee here in a little bit. One thing you got to do with this stuff is you got to keep it moving fast. If you sit and talk to the camera like I'm doing right now, you start to get burned beans. So I keep it moving, constantly moving, and I don't mind taking my time to roast them. The longer the roast, it seems like they taste just fine, but don't let it sit. All right, guys, it is subtle, but there are some color changes happening in there. Some of these green beans are starting to darken up a bit. It's been about 10 minutes. I added a couple of pieces to the fire to get this thing quite a bit hotter. I think the cold air all around me is making the process a little bit slower. So we're trying to crank the heat. About 15 minutes in, guys, you should be able to see a pretty good difference in the camera. We went from mostly green beans to mostly yellow with some browns thus far. The stove is cranking the heat, the wood's starting to catch, and it's producing a pretty good fire. And so I think we're speeding up a little bit. Very inconsistent on this entire thing, especially with the ever-changing snowfall as well as just the cold temperatures out here. All right, guys, we're about 20 minutes in now. It is taking much longer than it has ever taken me to roast coffee. Totally because of the stove as well as the cold temperatures. But basically right now, everything is browned. We're losing most of our yellows. We have no more green beans. It's just shy of a light roast. But it is taking quite a bit to do this. And normally you get a lot of fragrant smells, different smells as the beans cook. You get a real earthy smell when you first start, kind of a dirt, a very unique coffee smell. And then you begin to smell those roasting smells as you are doing it. Unfortunately, and it's my favorite part, I absolutely love the smells. I'm not smelling it that much here. I get a whiff of it every once in a while, but then it's just followed by the sooty smell of the stove. My eyes keep watering from the smoke bellowing up in my face. This is not the easiest cup of coffee I've ever had, but I said I would do it, and so we're going to continue the process. But this could take us roughly 40 minutes to actually get a roast that works for us. All right, guys, it has taken entirely too long. We are at least an hour into this thing. And I finally, with the help of Shelby, am getting my fire fed, and I'm able to actually get some heat. So big learning curve on this one, but as you guys can see, we've got some pretty brown beans happening here. This right now, we're about at a light roast. We're gonna keep going because I prefer that medium dark to dark roast. But this thing is hot now.
You can see the flame, it's like really coming up now.
Dude, it's like, gotta move it. Sugar. All that just to burn it right at the end. All that skin's coming off, that's the shell coming off, guys. And as you can see, it's pretty inconsistent because the heat just kicked up right there at the end. And you can see we've burned some of the beans, or got them at least really dark, while the rest of it is more of a medium dark. You gotta keep moving it fast. One of the luxuries we are afforded up here in the north, especially when you are roasting coffee out in the snow, is you get to quickly cool the beans. So we got to take it from a very hot state to a very cold state quickly. And I don't know if that does anything, but if you don't have snow on the ground, you don't get to do it. All right, guys, let me show you where we came from. So as you can see, green beans here, and then check out what we ended out with. These beans are already just down to, I mean, room temperature. Not hot anymore at all, they cool quick. Okay, now guys, we're going to actually, we're gonna go ahead and let these sit for a couple of days. If we don't have to, we won't make coffee and then grind it and drink it the same day. We'll actually let it sit for a couple of days. I think this brings out a better flavor, so it's just something that we like to do. So the next time you see me, you're gonna see us drinking this coffee.